So, why is it important to understand your current position in this economy? You might not even understand. You might say that even if I don't understand, that nothing wrong happens to me. But why should you understand? So, the answer to this, I would like to say, the current position you are in right now and the position you want to go to is defined by the economy that you personally are going through and uh, the phases the country will take you to. Now, how to understand what is the economy is coming at us? Before that, we have to understand at which condition we are in, right? So let us see. Now, economy. In order to understand economy, what the most important thing a person should have to understand is the history, or basically the finance. Basic finance must be very much scheduled. If you understand your finances very much well, basically your report card where you're standing in your financial condition, I'll share them with you so that it is easier for you to understand your own financial position, right? So let us understand what is a financial report card. This is a financial report card. Okay, let's see. This is a financial report card. What is the actual meaning of financial report card? We have seen school report cards where we have history, geography, marks, right, written, and we can easily say that a student gathering 60 out of 100 in history or geography or English has done fair, and we calculate with respect to that particular marks. We judge individual, but the same thing happens when we come to our financial report card, is that we don't understand what is the exact step should be taken on and where are the exact mistakes that we are doing. If we can understand just that bit, that where are we and where we should be heading towards, we will be improving our finances very much differently. That's a so-called guarantee. Let's see, how is it different? Because financial report card has 4 boxes. This box is known as your income, your personal. You should know your income statement. This is your expense statement, right? See, income means the income that you're earning, be it from job, be it from workings, any part. You might be a self-employed, right? Anywhere, or you might have assets, whatever. The income is coming into your pocket. And for general, almost for 85% of population, the system is like this. Income comes in, it goes via expense, done. And there is no third or fourth column in anyone's life, right? So why is the problem? Because of lack of financial education. This is the lack of financial education. So let us understand why is this thing happening again and again, right? Okay, so this is income, this is expense. Next, what we have is something called asset. Here we have something called liability. Okay, so how does it move? Let's see. So person have income. What we are talking about is financial report card of over 85% of population, right? This is the financial report card of 85% of population people. Almost everyone, they belong to this particular report card. Income comes in, suppose your income is 40k or any other amount, 40k to 1 lakh a month, that is entering into your report card that you have an income. You might have a job, you might have a shop, you might be a doctor, lawyer, assistant, teacher, whatever. So you have an income, that income is generating. So if there is an income, there has to be expense, right? Expense in the form of, suppose the moment you have a job, the first thing you buy is you take is an EMI for mortgage, right? So that's a liability, the long horizon, because it's taking money away from your pocket. If you have read Rich Dad Poor Dad, you understand that that is liability, right? So expense is generating the pocket, you see. Due to this liability, you are generating expense. You have to pay the EMI, you have to pay the mobile loan, mobile EMI, right? You have to pay the car loan. So all these things are there, and due to which the EMI, the expenses are the EMI that you're paying. EMI is something around 30,000 a month, or something for your individual circumstances. For mobile EMI, it's 5,000 a month, 5k. For car loan, it's something around 20k a month, and you are done. And the food, groceries, and all, they are all food, and plus all, everything is there and it's going out. So income, everyone has income. There's no single person who does not have income. They have income. If they do not have income, one thing is constant in this universe until you're alive, that is expense. Expense is the only thing that is permanent with you until you die. Only after you die, expense will not be there for you, but it will be there for your family. You have to understand that, right? So income generates expense. Income will generate expense. Foods and all, everything will come. Essentials will be there, right? In this case, the person is doing job through his life and stuck. This is known as a rat race. So whatever the amount the person is earning, it is just going in the expense. So that's a rat race. Now if I ask him, what's your asset? It says nothing. And he will say something that the EMI I'm paying will give me my house. And that's an asset for me. Well, it's not an asset for you. It's definitely an asset for the bank in itself, right? A house is an asset, but for the bank, not for you. You have to understand that simple definition, because every year you have a house. Well, I'm not saying it's bad, but if you have a house, you have a maintenance of every year 30,000, 20,000 rupees per year minimum. So if your money is going out of pocket, that means it's an expense. So that means it's a liability. Asset means that adds to your income column. What you have out here, that matters, your financial security, and how much long will you be able to survive in this economy, right? So that's the point. So asset simply represents something that puts money to your pocket, something that puts money to your pocket. Liability is something that takes money out of your pocket, takes money out of your pocket. See, so this is the difference between asset and liability. Asset is something that puts money to your pocket. Liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. This is the whole setup of finance. Your question is to ask, how many business do you own, right? How many stocks do you have? How many real estates have you been through? And real estate does not refers out here land or your home, right? It's about rental income. You have to understand those. How many intellectual property you have? And you might ask me, what is intellectual property? And these are all the factors. These are assets. So anything, what are assets? Anything that generates income without you working for it, that's an asset. How many do you have? You might say, I have invested in stocks. You again, there's a multiple thing that you have to understand. If you just invest in stocks, majority people, they invest in stock for gambling, and that's a bad thing. Everything has a good thing and a bad thing, right? You can't say, if I just buy these things, I'm doing good. No, you have to understand what you're buying, why you're buying. That is the most important thing. People don't question themselves. Now, why do people don't question themselves? There's only one reason, because people just don't question themselves, because they don't want any more financial education, right? Financial education. Now, after watching this video, you might say that if I own a business, if I own a stock, real estate, and an intellectual property, I am done with assets. But everything has their pros and cons, even out here. In order to understand which asset you should hold, you have to understand how economy works. If you don't understand how economy works, you will not be able to understand anything. The basic, see, this is something very rare present. 85% of population do not have the asset section. The most important thing is they have income, expense, liability, and moreover, they don't have two these important things. They don't have health insurance. Right? They don't have health insurance. Next thing they don't have is term insurance. Very, very important. And this is the most neglected part in our system and society. No one takes this thing. Everyone takes this as expense. Let us talk about them. Okay. So now let us talk about financial protection. I understand now. Many people have the questions that we need our report card to be created. That we have to understand where is our income, where is our expense. Everyone should have that thing. That what is your exact monthly expense, what is your exact monthly income, no matter whatever income it is, right? And you have to understand the ratio between income and expense, which is more, and you focus on the more part, which is less. That is the income. If income is less relative to the expense, you have to increase your income without an issue, without, because expenses are constant, as it is said, right? And liability, your duty is to focus on the asset column to build your asset. That's the journey. That is the lack of financial education. If you take my words, I would say, just like sleeping, eating, and taking bath for every day, financial education is a must subject. Every single person should learn, right? Now see, how to take financial protection. What is the meaning of financial protection? Suppose here is a person, okay? He moves on to invest in stock market. He moves on to invest in stock market. Hope I'm clear, right? He moves on to invest in stock market, and stock market is at its peak, just like these particular current positions. Market is at its peak, and he doesn't understand anything. Why is he investing? He has done suppose SIPs and all. He has bought some mutual funds, or he has invested in stocks, whatever it is, because that's what I've told him. That's what he have understood, and he went into the market and he buys some stocks. Suddenly the market falls down. Whatever investment, suppose his 1 lakh valuation comes down to 10,000 rupees. Now he cries. And at the same point of time, what happens is his family member have some emergency, because that is not the only person in the house. Suppose that this might be a son of some father, right? Okay. He have father, he have mother, they have sister, they have brothers, and all those things. Everyone is dependent on this guy. And it might be possible that any one of your family member might have some problems. On that case, what will happen is you have to you have to sell your mutual fund for 10,000 rupees of that expense. This is what majorly happens. And when they sell it at 10,000 rupees, then they blame the market. The market is corrupted, this, that, so and so. This is how the entire financial transaction works, and it is working the same way. Okay, so how it should not work, let me tell you. Because this is how people understand that if I buy a stock at 50 rupees, once it reaches 100, I'll sell it, and if it doesn't reach 100, I'll still sell it. Because there are multiple thinkings running into an investor due to the lack of financial education. So to invest anywhere, before going anywhere, suppose you buy a mobile, an iPhone of rupees 1.5 lakhs or 2 lakhs, you buy its cover, good cover, because if by any chance accidentally, if the mobile gets damaged from your side, the only thing you will do is in order to give a instant protection against that heavy loss of 10, 12,000, 50,000 rupees, is you will buy a mobile cover. Even if it falls, it's okay, I have my cover back. So what is your financial cover? My simple question, what's your financial cover? You don't have any financial cover. What is the meaning of financial cover? Nothing. Person should not invest directly in stock market. Person should take, see, here's a person who is doing a job or any particular work, right? He has income. His first duty is not to buy a house, not to buy anything, but to make an expense in insurance. Where? Insurance, basically health insurance. The person should be eligible to buy a health insurance. That's a must thing for the person. Health insurance is must. Now see, once the person buys health insurance, right? Now he has a coverage. If the person is, if he's young, he will be aging something around 23 to 25, which is approximately 6k per year. Any insurance will give you approximately 5 lakh coverage, and that's a good coverage. That means even your and your family, you have 5 lakh rupees of coverage. I think in India almost all the basic treatments are done within 5 lakh coverage. And your family, if you're secured, max to max 5k plus 22k per year is an expense. And if you can do just this thing, then you don't have to sell this thing, and you can buy more at the bottom, so that when it rises up, you are in profit. That's financial protection, because that is what majority people do not understand. What they understand is, I have pay, why should I pay to the insurance company? Because after a year I'm not going to get my money back. There's no money back policy in health insurance. People, that's why the health insurance company, they establish something called ULIPs and all, right? ULIPs and all bullshit companies. Never buy all those insurances, because they will tell you that even if your money is invested and you do not get, and if it's not required in future, your money will be returned, and so and so and so factors will be there, which will, you will have a hard position in understanding in the future. So the better thing to understand is you must have a health insurance, and for your own security for the future, after 40, 70, 80 years, you should have a term insurance, right? So if you have these two category of insurances, that means you are financially protected. Now you can move into assets, take down risks in your life. That even if you take now wrong financial decisions, it will not impact you financially. That is how it should be the case, right?